Dhananjay and welcome back to a new video in which we are going to review the Galaxy S20 Plus, which is the flagship device by Samsung. By the way, I hope you are staying at home. Don't go out. If you are forced to go out because of some reason, then make sure you wear a mask. Remember, social distancing is the key factor right now. There are a lot of key factors in the S20 Plus which make it a flagship device. So let's talk about that. As far as I know, I remember that I said that S9 Plus is a good device which you can go for, and Samsung is making software improvements, a lot of software improvements. With S10 Plus, I said that the software is finished and looks very cool. I mean, not just looks wise, but performance wise as well. S10 Plus was also an easy recommendation. I mean, except for few caveats, but it was a good recommendation. When it comes to S20 Plus, I think... let's find out. First of all, let's start with the display quality because that's something which I loved on the S20 Plus. I mean, literally, the display on this device is just great. The best AMOLED panel that you can get in the market. Now, when it comes to the 120Hz refresh rate, obviously that's great. This display is definitely way better as compared to ROG Phone 2. And when it comes to keeping the display at 120Hz refresh rate, I feel like before receiving a software update, which I received recently on the S20 Plus, the device did switch back to a lower refresh rate when I was doing a lot of stuff at the same time and the device was not able to handle it. It switches back to the lower refresh rate for a couple of seconds and then goes back to 120Hz again. But after the recent software update, I feel like the device is staying at 120Hz. I did not notice that issue in last 4 to 5 days at least. So that's a good thing. Display gets 10 out of 10 or A++ from my side. Now, next thing that we are going to talk about is battery. I was able to get at least 5 hours of screen on time, and the average screen on time was 5 hours without any type of gameplay on this device. That's a good screen on time for a flagship device which is running on 120Hz refresh rate all the time, right? I start using at 9 AM. By 9 PM, the battery goes down to 10%. 5 hours is good, right? But if I tell you that if you buy the Snapdragon variant of S20 Plus, then you will be able to get 6.5 or 7 hours of screen on time with the same type of usage, then you will be shocked, right? I was too. Anand Tech have done a detailed comparison of this, how Exynos processor is not very well optimized for battery life, and there are different factors where Exynos processor consumes more battery as compared to Snapdragon because, I mean, lack of optimization. That article will be linked in the description box below. Even though I am happy with the battery life right now because 5 hours is good enough for one single day, Snapdragon processor would have given us way better battery life, and Samsung has launched only the Exynos 990 variant with S20 and S20 Plus. Let's talk about gaming and let's talk about PUBG Mobile for now because PUBG Mobile is the rage right now. PUBG Mobile can be played at 60 FPS only right now. Earlier generation processors like Snapdragon 855 was able to give 60 FPS depending on the optimization, but even if there is not a lot of optimization, it was able to give average FPS of more than 50 or around 50 at least. With the Exynos 990, you will get average FPS of 40, 45, which is not expected from a device which will cost you more than 60,000 rupees, and this happens only with the Exynos 990 processor because of lack of optimizations. My friend Gizmo Addict has already done a video of S20 Ultra with Snapdragon 865 processor. You can see in his video that the FPS is always more than 50, and I'm saying that I'm happy with more than 50 because this device with Exynos 990 is giving 40 FPS. When it comes to day-to-day life performance, I can guarantee you this, that you will not notice any difference between Snapdragon 865 or Exynos 990. Opening applications, switching between them, using multitasking or having multi-window open, the device won't break any sweat. I'm not saying that Exynos 990 is bad. It's not as good as Snapdragon 865, which is available with this device itself in other regions and not in India. Samsung provides a 25 watt fast charger in the box itself. I'm not going to throw that because 25 watt is 5 times 5 watt charger which was provided with the iPhone. I mean, it's not as bad as iPhone's fast charging support. You can get the device charged completely, like 200% in about 1 hour to 1 hour 25 minutes depending on where you start. So 25 watt charger is good and all, but if you consider other flagship devices from other companies which will cost you 30,000-40,000 rupees less than S20 Plus, then they provide you 40, 50, 65 watt fast charger in the box itself. 30 watt wireless charging is supported on OnePlus 8 series of devices, whereas this S20 Plus comes with only 25 watt wired charger in the box itself. Obviously 45 watt fast charging is supported and that charger can be bought separately. Now let's talk about the headphone jack or lack of it. I thought Samsung will include the headphone jack in their flagships, at least till 2021. I was really sad to know that it's not working. Speakers on this device, mind blowing, man. They are fantastic. Stereo speaker, sounds like stereo speaker. And the grill, I mean the speaker grill on the top, even if I go any close than this, you won't be able to notice that in real life, at least. I mean, oh my god, the speakers sound fantastic in my opinion. One of the best, no, not one of the best, I'm going to say these are the best speakers that I've heard on any smartphone till now, after S10 Plus and iPhone 11 basically. iPhone 11 also has damn good speaker, but this one is on another level. Loudness, the sound clarity, bass that it provides is good. I mean, not as bassy as a Bluetooth speaker, it won't replace that. But overall, for a smartphone speaker, this is the best you can get in the market right now. This part of the video is being shot with the Galaxy S20 Plus itself at 4K resolution, because we are going to talk about the camera. But before that, let's talk about the fingerprint sensor. S20 series of devices come with ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, which is a much better technology as compared to the regular optical sensor that you get in other flagship devices. But as this is a Samsung device, fingerprint sensor can't be very good, right? So that's the case with S20 Plus as well. I had to adjust my finger a little bit to get it working properly a lot of times. Not just that, when it comes to face unlock feature, Samsung S20 Plus is not great here either. It's good, it gets the job done, but it takes double the time as compared to OnePlus series of devices when it comes to face unlock, and maybe 1.5 times when it comes to fingerprint sensor performance, even though S20 series has a better technological fingerprint sensor. Now let's talk about the IP68 rating, which I absolutely loved on the S20 Plus. I had a lot of plans of going out and then shooting videos of me diving into the swimming pool by using the S20 Plus, but all those plans were cancelled, absolutely ditched because of the lockdown. Now let's get back to the main camera. Rear facing camera is great. I mean, when it comes to normal conditions like day-to-day conditions or clicking pictures, just in day-to-day life, the device will perform very good over there. When it comes to normal camera to ultra wide angle camera, the shifting of colors is not very noticeable. Samsung has managed to optimize the software very well, so that's why both ultra wide and normal camera perform very good. When it comes to the regular camera though, in harsh lighting conditions like this one, the camera was not able to adjust the exposure properly. I was expecting it to do that little bit better. I mean, this picture is literally useless now. The child was very happy seeing the light and all, but the camera did not capture that properly. A lot of times, even if the sky is not blue, the final photo will make the sky blue when the scene optimizer is turned on. I personally like to have that feature because then I can immediately share it with my friends, or if I'm sharing it on Instagram, it becomes very easy. I do not have to edit the photo basically. But if you are someone who doesn't like this, and there are going to be a lot of people, then you can simply turn off scene optimizer and you're good to go. Overall, details, sharpness, highlights and shadows in photos of S20 Plus, I would say it's 8 out of 10. Little bit better than OnePlus 70, not as good as iPhone 11. I would say iPhone 11 still performed better in my opinion, not just in photos but in videos as well. S20 Plus is probably the best video shooter in Android. iPhone is like way ahead of Android in general, but overall S20 Plus's camera for a regular normal person will suffice, and it will provide you everything that you need. I clicked a lot of selfies. This was lockdown. I exercised almost daily, so I clicked selfies after every single exercise, and every single time the output was pretty good. I also cut my hair myself, so this is a before photo and this is the after photo when I cut my hair. It was a great experience. So overall, camera, I'm going to say it's 8.5 out of 10. One of the best camera setups that you can get in the market right now. It's not as good as S20 Ultra because that comes with 108 megapixel sensor and all that stuff. But overall, I enjoyed using the camera of S20 Plus. If the device can also shoot 8K videos, I'm not sure how it's useful in 2020, but I am not complaining by any means. It's good to have futuristic features like in 2030 maybe or 2028. 8K videos will be the norm, and S20 Plus has it in 2020 itself. Mic on this device is surprisingly good. If you are planning to record videos and primary microphone is going to be the mic of S20 Plus itself, then this is how the video sounds. I personally love the mic output of the S20 Plus as well. Call quality and all that stuff was obviously very good. Dual 4G, dual voltage supported. SD card support is also there, but that's a hybrid SIM card slot and not a dedicated micro SD card slot. And I guess that's pretty much it for the review of the Galaxy S20 Plus. What are the final thoughts? I feel like, as I mentioned in my review. There are a lot of things which I like about this device, and there are a few which I do not. The biggest downside of S20 series is going to be the Exynos 990 processor. I mean, I'm not sure why Samsung decided to go with this one, considering it does not perform as good as Snapdragon 865 processor. So that's why it becomes a little bit difficult to straight up recommend the S20 Plus over other Snapdragon 865 powered devices, which will cost you maybe 30,000 rupees less or 20,000 rupees less at times, and will give you similar features in other segments as well, like 120Hz refresh rate or great speaker quality. Not as good as S20 Plus, but it will be very close at least. So just because of Exynos 990 processor, it's going to be difficult this year. I hope Samsung works really hard on the next generation of Exynos flagship chips to include those in the Galaxy S30 series, and they will be able to compete against 875. But right now, the competition between 865 and 990 is not as close as it was with S9 Plus or S10 Plus. 865 is straight up way better as compared to Exynos 990. I hope Samsung fixes that at least with a software update. I'm not really sure if that can be fixed or not. That's pretty much it for this particular video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Most important, stay at home, don't go out, use masks, social distancing is very important. If you want to support your country, this is the best time to do that. Just stay at home and support the country. Don't go out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and press the bell icon so that you will get notified next time I upload a video like this one. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching.